Buddhists. I like the Buddhists.
You like the Buddhists in general?
I like their robes.
You just like the robes?
Mostly.
Yeah, they are good robes.
I tell you, you meet any white guys who got super into Buddhism? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. They're the people who you're like, man, you couldn't make it as a surfer, right? Couldn't.
There's a bit of that. It's one of these things like, dude, you could just do Jesus. This would be way more comfortable.
Just do Jesus
if you stuck with the Jesus, because it's usually somebody who just needed some direction, and some sort of way to meditate and find themselves. But it's sort of like guys who are really into the Godzilla kaiju movies. Like
well, that is actually how I meditate. Is I watch a Godzilla movie.
You are a big Godzilla fan,
dude. Once in a while, when I feel like I need to recenter myself, I build a very small scale model of a city, and I wear a big rubber suit, and I just stomp around, and it makes me feel at peace. It makes me feel at home. I have a little Godzilla room in my apartment.
What's your Godzilla character? You say a rubber suit. Are you wearing a gimp suit?
No, it's like a rubbery, not a gimp suit. There's not a Godzilla character who's a giant 90-foot tall gimp stomping around Tokyo.
There could be.
And Godzilla's just very uncomfortable.
Actually, there is a character kind of like that. Ultraman?
Well, that's not quite a gimp suit. I know who you're talking about. It's a great red suit, though.
He looks kind of like a gimp.
Yeah, I mean, that's in your mind.
And by gimp, of course, I mean GNU image manipulation program.
Yeah, I was just about to make the same joke, but I didn't know what it stood for. I knew it was a programming thing, but I don't know anything about it.
It's the open source knockoff of Photoshop, and it's really bad. It's so hard to get anything done in there. But it is open source and free, and so nerds will be like, you don't need Photoshop, you can just get GIMP. And then you show up with a rubber suit and a mask, and you're like, how am I going to crop my sister out of photos with this thing?
Well, that's why you get a crop.
Yeah. You bring a hoe.
I was like a riding crop, not a
a crop because you're a gimp.
Yeah, not just like a stalk of corn. That's how I'm doing it.
That's what I forgot that the thing you whip horses with is called a crop.
Of course it's called. What else would it be called?
A prod.
A prod. Well, that's for cattle.
That's for cows. Yeah. Excuse me. Cattle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the plural of cow.
Yes.
Is Godzilla a bit of a hero in the girthy boy community?
In the girthy boy community? Old Godzilla is. New Godzilla has been they make him a little too thin for me. I like a thicker, chunkier Godzilla.
Skinny Godzilla you don't like?
It's not as fun when because the new Godzilla, the old Godzilla's eyes were so dumb.
The original Godzilla.
The original just had a real vacant look.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm more into Satanzilla.
Satanzilla.
I think that's cool. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
I'm actually when I was a teenager, I was way into Atheistzilla.
Yeah.
Which is a Godzilla who mostly just spends time writing a screenplay.
Yeah, it's Godzilla, but
but he's debating people.
He's got the hat of the mask of the rubber suit off. He's just holding it. You just see the guy's head, and he's just walking around looking at the camera, being like, "This isn't a building. It's a little piece of plywood."
He's carrying a big copy of Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion and smashing buildings with it.
God, Richard Dawkins is so annoying. I hope Godzilla finds Richard Dawkins. Is he dead?
Let's look at the big board.
One of those guys, Richard Dawkins or Christopher Hitchens, is dead. And I just know when I used to see them on TV, I say this as an atheist, I thought they were so annoying.
They're a bit cringe. It would, you know what would have made them like better to watch if they were Godzilla. If they were just
that would be sick, actually.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for in my philosophical leaders is gigantic, can crush buildings, atomic breath.
Now, are you into the gigantism fetish?
I'm not. No, this isn't about sex. This is about philosophy.
Everything's about sex, Tyler.
Just because that is true for you doesn't mean it's true for everyone.
I have met guys who wish they could be crushed by a giant woman. That's real.
Yeah, you've met me.
Welcome to the Bantam Boys, everybody. We're back from a hiatus.
Yes, we were both adventuring through the plains of existence.
Yes, that's true. I did cross the river Styx, paid the ferryman a nickel, and I did not have a nickel for the way back. So I had to jerk off the ferryman, everybody. I had to tickle the ferryman's balls and
well, you didn't have to do the tickle. Well, the tickle was your choice. All you had to do was jerk him off, but you're like, nah. If I'm gonna do this job, it's gonna be a good job.
You should do the job right. I think so.
It's about having pride in your work.
Yeah, you gotta do the corkscrew and the tickle.
The corkscrew.
Yeah, you know when the hand job move, the corkscrew. I don't want to pantomime, and I think we all know what I'm talking about here. This isn't new.
Yeah, it's like a wine corkscrew where you're twisting at the top.
Yeah.
And then you squeeze.
Oh, I'm sorry I brought this up. Today's sport. Well, actually, first of all, we're back from hiatus.
Yeah.
How have you been? How was your break?
It was good. I feel refreshed. I feel alive.
Yeah, you
Just
are
confirming.
alive.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I feel great. One of the things we did during the break, we went to a monster truck show. That ruled.
Oh, absolutely.
That's kind of a niche sport.
I think of it as more of an art.
Yeah, it's more of a performance. Although I was surprised they are competing.
Oh yeah, they got the races, they got the flips,
The races were 6. We were in an indoor arena. It was a 1-lap race.
Yeah.
It's like a sprint around. Basically, they're driving monster trucks around an area the size of a hockey rink.
Yeah, just inside of it was at the Barclays Center, like a basketball arena. It was sponsored by a carbon monoxide detector, so everyone had a little one so they could see how many noxious fumes they were inhaling.
Who carried the day? Who was the winner of the day?
Who carried the day? That was it wasn't Sparkle Smash.
It was Plain Crazy.
Plain Crazy.
Plain Crazy. An airplane-themed monster truck without many airplane
accoutrement.
Yeah, it just kind of had a plane
propeller
painted on the side.
I mean, it did fall out of the sky, so it is very much like an airplane.
Yeah, it is a obscene waste of gasoline. So that makes it like an airplane for sure. But you're right. It should have a propeller on the front. My favorite truck, I got the sweater here, El Toro Loco, which was the Latinx themed monster truck. El Toro Loco means the crazy bull. And it had bull horns and it had like a snout with blue steam. That was sick. It was a great time, Gravedigger did a flip.
Oh yeah, the flip was amazing. I didn't think they had enough space to do a flip.
I think they do one flip for an indoor competition. I think they do one flip per day.
Well, they charge your ticket by the flip.
Well, what I learned is somebody I know went to the Sunday matinee, which was even more children-based than we went to the Saturday matinee. It was like 80% children.
I don't feel like if it's monster trucks, you don't call it a matinee.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Matinee feels too like theater, like fancy.
Okay. The what do you want me to call it? The 1 p.m. show?
Yeah, the kids' day, family day.
Yeah, family day. Anyways, at that one, El Toro Loco was the only one who did a flip, and El Toro Loco carried the day. I'm calling him El Toro Loco for comedic effect. I prefer to call it El Toro Loco. And I do the growl as I say it.
Yeah, he's been saying it every day since we went to that monster truck event.
El Toro Loco, horns up.
Yeah, he's terrified a lot of baristas who he keeps you keep ordering your coffees for El Toro Loco.
I go to Starbucks, or as I call it, Starbucks, and I walk right up to the counter and I'll be like, quiero un El Toro Loco, por favor. which means I would like the Crazy Bull, please.
So you're not even ordering coffee. You're just going around trying to find the monster truck.
Yeah,
I think you did inhale too many fumes. I think.
Well, there was one Starbucks in the Bronx that did sell me the monster truck. They rung me up.
Yeah, you have it now.
But they misspelled my name on the side, so they had to be like, "We have one El Toro Loco for Guy
Fieri."
I wish Guy Fieri had a monster truck.
Oh, dude, the Guy Fieri themed monster truck. I would be my favorite monster truck. It's got the little hair spikes, like how
Yes.
Sparkle Smash has a horn. It's got like the sunglasses on the back,
Flame decals, of course.
bowling shirt.
And then maybe some sort of aroma food kind of.
No, the truck bed is just packed with chili.
Yeah, that would be good. Or maybe
it's sloshing around.
you could maybe make some of the equipment look like a deep fryer. That would be sick.
Ooh. No, I'm thinking just like a buffet, just like loaded nachos filling up the truck, and then when it takes like that turn during the race, the crowd gets splattered in all these nachos. So they're
Covered
just
in
eating
cheese. I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
You want to introduce today's sport?
Yeah. Today's sport is the sport of kings. It's unicycle hockey.
Unicycle hockey, which is exactly what it sounds like.
It's hockey, but it's on unicycles.
So you ride a unicycle. Now, the key rule that I learned, because as people are playing this, they do make fairly frequent contact with the ground.
Yeah.
Because they fall off and you kind of... But the thing is, you are not allowed to play the ball. And they use a ball, not a puck.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to play the ball while a foot is on the ground. You have to be on the unicycle to play the ball, but you can lean on your stick a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's easier to ride a unicycle with the hockey stick than without a hockey
Definitely, because you can lean on it.
stick. Yeah, you got a little. You can kind of have it's like a kickstand almost.
Yes, exactly, and they do that a lot, especially the goalie.
Oh yeah,
who's kind of sitting there the whole time.
Not a fun position in. See, I love playing goalie in most sports, but it did not seem fun in unicycle hockey.
Honestly, let me start by asking you.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the sport? When you started watching it, how did you receive it?
I mean, it's a fun sport. It's definitely a sport that it just feels like high school gym class, but because riding a unicycle takes a little too much skill for it to be in a high school gym class, it just hits a little different. I don't know. It's very because it just looks like floor hockey, but everyone's just floating a little bit.
Yeah, I was pretty underwhelmed.
Yeah,
I thought conceptually unicycle hockey was going to be sick, and then it actually looked really lame.
Yeah, I think that it's. Oh, I have my idea for improvements to the game, but we'll get to that.
Let's start there. No, let's do variations right now. We basically explained all the rules.
Yeah. There's not many other rules. There's not a lot of body checking or any of that.
I will say one thing that was interesting, the ball they use.
Yeah.
They use a dead tennis ball.
Yes.
Which I found interesting. It's literally a tennis ball, but you just, I guess, like play a bunch of tennis with it. And then it becomes a unicycle hockey ball.
Yeah, the first part of every unicycle hockey game is playing 40 hours of tennis.
Yeah,
it's a real nightmare for all these players.
Every unicycle hockey tournament actually happens right after the Australian Open.
Only the Australian Open, no other.
Yeah, well, it would probably be the French Open because it's popular in Germany and Switzerland. Although it is also popular in Australia.
Oh yeah.
Hockey.
Those were the three countries I saw that had teams.
Yeah, not the U.S.
The U.S. has teams, but those are the countries that had like a league that had.
Yeah,
like there are clubs in the U.S. I think I wrote down the numbers of teams. Australia has 8 teams. Switzerland with 20. Germany with 89 teams.
Germany has 89,
which is too many teams.
Honestly, I could see because when I picture guys playing unicycle hockey, I picture goofy.
I picture German.
Well, I picture goofy old timey gymnasts.
Yes,
and that's a very German. Like we are going to the gymnasium, yeah.
The gymnasium.
Do they call it the gymnasium?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to the gymnasium and playing unicycle hockey. Yeah, it will be very good. Yeah, very, very good.
Very good, yeah.
Well, now you're getting into the German BDSM voice, which is all, poop on my chest. Yeah,
And then we will play unicycle hockey.
Unicycle hockey. Now I'm getting Russian. Duh.
Duh.
We will play on the unicycle.
Oh God, just a bunch of gross guys playing unicycle hockey.
Just covered in piss and shit.
Oh God.
Okay, hold on.
Is that your improvement to the game?
No.
It's just bodily fluids.
Although my improvement to the game is the opposite. Every player has to be wearing a catheter.
A catheter.
Yeah, no. You first, because you said you had one.
Oh, I was thinking, you know hoverboards?
Yeah, hoverboard hockey.
Hoverboard hockey would be way more fun because you could see everyone kind of trying to lean back and forth, and they're just leaning forward. They're not moving their legs at all because you just have to lean to make the hoverboard go.
Yeah, I like that. All right, that's a good variant.
Yeah.
Hoverboard hockey. All right, I got my variant.
Okay.
Which is that you can't play on ice because that just makes it hockey.
Yeah.
So instead, what you do is you still stay on the unicycles.
Yeah.
But you're playing in shallow water.
Ooh,
so
a little...
and the ball floats a little. So it's kind of like a combination of water polo, unicycle hockey, and then also everybody has to wear a white T-shirt during play. So everyone's getting all wet and sloppy.
Why are all your suggestions about getting a little sloppier?
Because that's what makes sports fun to watch.
Is people getting all slopped up?
Yeah, you got a little slop to the mix.
It would make most sports better if there was a wet T-shirt element.
I mean, kinda.
Dude, shot putting at the Olympics would be amazing. If there was,
yeah, it'll be called cock pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, you got just a giant cock?
No, it's the same sport.
Oh, so there is no difference.
You're just oiled up.
You're just oiled up.
Yeah.
That's actually makes it a lot harder to shot put when you're so slippery.
It will.
The ball
every time they spin, the ball just flies right out.
You see, you said no to the unicycle hockey, but they're on ice. So you just have...
That is, you know what, you're right. That's not the same as hockey.
That's not the same as hockey, as long as they're still on the unicycle.
Yeah, it is an extremely dangerous sport.
Oh, yeah, no, people are constantly dying.
It's mostly guys falling off of unicycles.
Oh, yeah, well, you gotta get, like, snow tires with studs.
Oh, dude, snow tire unicycle hockey.
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. And, and then once you have it like that, you can kind of build it... See, this is one of my issues is that they're always playing it on a flat gymnasium floor.
Yes, and the footage is always a shaky handy cam.
Yeah, which most of my favorite videos are filmed by shaky handy cam. But what I'm thinking is, if we're playing just on a flat surface, that's not taking advantage of the unicycle. What we need is ramps on all the sides, so it's like a bowl, so that you can go up and then get the speed coming down.
Oh, that's interesting too. Now we're getting to X Games territory.
Yeah.
I think most conveyances you could play hockey on. So you could do skateboard hockey. Certainly, of course, rollerblade hockey is a real thing.
You could subway hockey, where you just put a little hockey puck in front of the J line and it just pushes it up.
Yes,
and,
yes. There's one of the goals is at Delancey Essex Street. The other goal is at Pelham Bay in the Bronx.
Yeah, it's a real long game. It's real tough.
Yeah, well, that subway moves. Dude, that would be interesting. Long distance capture the flag or something like that.
Well, now I'm thinking of hockey, but you have to the goals are on those stations, but you're playing in the train, and then you can kick the puck out onto a station and try and get onto the next car, and then so everyone's transferring. So you're still trying to get it over, and then if you steal the puck, you have to get it up the station and around to the other platform so you can get back on the train. I'm selling myself on this idea.
This is a good idea. The toughest part of the game is when you get arrested for dodging the fare. because you keep going in and out at train stations.
Well, no, as long as you're not leaving the station, even you just transfer platforms. I guess it doesn't work for all the train stations, but
yeah, well, you might want to
you have to take that
get a
into
little
effect.
advantage by cutting over from Union Square over to the 14th Street station.
Oh yeah.
So you go upstairs, and then you gotta navigate around some tourists, check an old lady in the gut, and then go back down into the next station. And then when you jump that turnstile, now you're playing hockey and getting chased down by the transit police.
Yeah, who are also on unicycles.
Dude,
You don't know this, but in New York City, if you're being chased by the police, they legally have to use whatever you're using. So if you're in a car, they have to use a car. If you're on a unicycle, they have to use a unicycle.
Yes, these are called movie rules.
Movie rules, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're in a Zorb, Zorbs.
No, what's a Zorb?
It's a giant see-through plastic bubble.
I've seen those.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
I thought they were going to be a lot.
I can't
more
wait.
used.
I can't wait to see the Healy Police.
The Healy?
That's gonna be good.
Dude, Healy Police is my favorite Law and Order spinoff.
Yeah, Healy Police would be a
Bum-bum.
good joke police procedural. I'm gonna write the screenplay.
The screenplay.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a pilot for Healy Police. It's
We'll never catch him. He's gone uphill.
That's pretty good. All right. So I think we explained basically the rules, and yeah, like I said, anytime you watch a competition, it's like shitty home movies.
Yeah.
Even I watched the finals, like World Championships
At
and-
Unicon.
Yeah,
We should bring up
Unicon.
Unicon.
Yes. Oh, let's talk about the origins of the sport.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's surprisingly old. Back in the 1960s, when the first Unicycle Club was founded in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
One of the first things that they came up with was unicycle hockey. And what I found interesting, did you see on the unicycle? I think it's Unicon is the convention.
Yeah.
But the group is called like UNICEF or something like that.
That's a very different organization.
But yeah, no. The group is called like Unis something, and they have this flow chart of all the different unicycle sports, and there's like racing. There's like different types of races.
Oh, yeah.
Then there's different types of games. There's unicycle hockey.
Well, I have the disciplines because they have them broken up.
Let's learn about some other unicycle disciplines.
Yeah, there's road, track, team, games.
That's unicycle hockey, right?
Yeah. Entertainment, muni, which I think is like cross trekking. Like you have to have a pack, and it's like, oh, you're going a great distance on a unicycle. Urban, freestyle, and slackline.
Slackline. That's crazy.
That's just circus stuff, man.
That's straight up circus stuff. See, that's interesting. You could make money touring in the circus.
I also not to immediately jump on the phone, but
This is unprecedented in Bantam Boys podcast history that we're looking at phones during recording, but I'm sure it'll be worth it.
The Unicon website has an Excel spreadsheet that someone put together that includes all of the tricks you can do on a unicycle.
Let's
The
hear some of
unicycle trictionary.
Let's hear some of them.
A lot of these are your standards. Your 1080 flips, your 1080 side spins, your uni spins, and then the various versions of that. No-handed uni spin, 270 twist, a 270 anti-slide.
Are there any that aren't just jumping and spinning and flipping?
Yeah,
are there any that are more specific?
Handstand
has to be one.
There's the Artitron kick.
All right.
The back crank flip.
All right. Now we're getting.
Oh my God! There's so many. The Brill whip. The Brinks. The Buddha flip.
The Buddha flip. All right.
Yeah,
that's
so
interesting.
You see, it all
ties back to the Buddhism we were talking earlier. Maybe Buddhism is real.
There's like 5 different donkey-based tricks.
Is the donkey punch one of them? Is that?
Yeah, and it has the descriptions on how to do it on a unicycle.
Is unicycle boxing a sport? That would be more.
It should be, dude. Unicycle MMA. You're grappling. Actually,
unicycle wrestling would be interesting. The end goal being whoever touches the floor first loses.
Those matches would end so quickly.
I'm not so sure because once you're clinched up, you have 2 points of contact on the floor.
I mean, fair. I I don't know why I'm stuck on it. As soon as you're clenched up, you're good.
Sorry, you're right.
Once you clench, you'll never go down.
I meant to say clinch, not clench.
Once you're all clenched up.
You're right.
Well, that's how you stay on the seat.
Clinching is a term in fight sports. We don't say clinch in wrestling. We call it tying up. But in boxing and kickboxing, they'd say clinching, and I said clenching, which is actually something that you do when you're trying to not shit your pants, which is a little different.
So I got another alternate to the game. So it's the same, all the same rules, but no one's allowed to have a seat on their unicycle.
Are you allowed to have a pole?
It's just the pole.
Dude, that would be my kind of unicycle. I would have a dildo cycle, dude. I would.
Oh God! Pass the ball, please.
That would actually be extrememely dangerous as I fell off and stuff. But it would be an interesting concept. You know what? That would be a good art piece. A unicycle that has
an art at the MoMA.
Yeah. That would work. That you could put that. I bet somebody's done that as an exhibit.
God,
it's an exploration of conveyances and sexuality.
I'd say it's an exploration of your insides. It's got a GoPro attached at the top.
Hey, can you pass me the Hustle Milk?
Of course.
This episode brought to you by Hustle Milk.
Speaking of, yes,
Have you had enough? Because I might.
I'll take a little.
Yeah,
top off.
let me top you off before I pour myself. Because for those who are new to the podcast, Hustle Milk is a mixture of Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink and berry flavored 5-hour energy, and it is surprisingly good. The first time we drank it, it was a bit. And now we're drinking it because it is delicious and full of caffeine.
Yeah, I drink like 4 of them a day. I'm deeply sick. I've lost 40 pounds. Not good weight to lose. I feel like I'm missing bones in my arms.
Oh yeah. So now let's move on. Back to unicycle hockey.
Yeah.
What would your strategy be for unicycle hockey?
My strategy is I'd be the first player in unicycle hockey to make eye contact with another player. I would look them right in the eyes, and they would feel the shame for what they are doing.
You'd be the first unicycle hockey player to ever have sex with another
while
being.
while on the unicycle.
That's now we're talking. I bet the slackline performers can get into some unicycle missionary.
Who do you think think's the alphas of the unicycle world? Is it the unicycle hockey players or the slackliners or the race? I think the cross country ones are like
I think the mountain unicyclers,
the mountaineers.
Because the mountain unicyclers, I guarantee, are mostly mountain bikers who are like, oh, this is a variant of mountain biking, and so they're probably like just kind of outdoorsmen, and there's probably a few of them who actually, are attractive.
I mean, I watched the videos, so they weren't all, from what I could see. There were some potential attractive people in there.
Some are attractive until they get on the unicycle.
That is true. I'm like, oh, that person's pretty hot, and then they get up on a unicycle, and I stop believing they're a person.
It's really an embarrassing hobby.
Dude, we're gonna get beaten up by a unicycle gang.
Roving
down the sidewalk.
Well, you've seen the motorized unicycles. Those things rip. Those things go fast.
the little monowheel things.
Yeah. Do you think they race those?
I'm sure someone's raced them.
That would be like a motorsport, but the dumbest one. It would be interesting. So my strategy is, me and another player on the team, we're gonna hold hands.
Oh.
And we're going to clothesline the opponents like that. And we are going to get called a foul, but that opponent is going to cry and go home. And so it's kind of like a bounty system. We're taking out the star players from the other teams.
I will say there's a flaw in your strategy, which is that if you are clotheslining with another person and then only one of their players goes home, and then they send you and the other player who clotheslined them out, you've lost more players than they've lost.
Yeah, but then I'm just gonna I'm just gonna call the referee a nerd, and then he's not gonna kick me out.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's not ready for someone to confront
No,
him.
these guys aren't ready for bullying. They're unicyclists. They're vulnerable to it.
They're very vulnerable. Anyone who's on one wheel is vulnerable.
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah. Oh man. Do you have any favorite players that you've come across?
Yes. Okay. My player profile. His name is Robert Williams, and the reason he's significant is he's part of the original Albuquerque Unicycle Club, which was the original unicycle club.
Yeah.
So back when that was starting, he was part of it. He did play unicycle hockey back in the early days, but then what was really interesting to me is he became a comic book artist.
That's right.
And he was part of Zap Comics, which I'm mostly familiar with the works of R. Crumb, Robert Crumb. Are you familiar with Robert Crumb at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so Robert Crumb painted some really bizarre sexual comics, mostly with these muscular Amazonian women, and he depicted himself riding on their shoulders and stuff, which I'm super into. And I really like R. Crumb comics. I think they're weird and fun.
Yeah.
The Robert Williams, his famous character was called Coochie Cootie, and he also painted some weird sexual ones. And I got a nice quote. You want to hear a quote from Robert Williams?
Absolutely.
The unicycle hockey playing comic book artist. He said, "Nothing short of death will stop me from painting naked ladies." So this guy rules.
Hey, yeah, he's found his line in the sand.
Yeah.
He's back against the wall. He knows what he's gonna do.
He definitely was accused of being anti-feminist, because a lot of his drawings were, I mean, what they were doing at Zap Comics was very what's the word I'm looking for? Subversive.
Yes.
So they were doing weird shit, and it was mostly horny weird guy, like nerd guys. So they drew some weird stuff with some big tits, and
it's like a deviant art.
Yeah.
But before websites.
Yeah, which, by the way, I would be super into a lady doing the same thing and painting some, fantasies where she's like stomping on guys' balls or whatever. I'd be so into that.
Yeah, you'd be. Would you pay good money for that? Because I'm sure we could find that online.
For the drawings, no, I wouldn't pay money for that.
you said. You got to support the artist, man.
That's true. I would buy a comic book of a lady drawing.
Oh, wait, the comic book is of a lady drawing?
No, a lady drew the comic book.
The lady drew the comic book.
This theoretical comic book where there's drawings of small men getting bitch slapped by tall women. Yeah, I'd pay money for that.
I'd pay like $500, especially if they were wearing like an orange hoodie and some glasses and
commission. I'm gonna commission
a full series.
Yeah.
Can I do mine?
Yeah.
My guy.
Let's get into your player profile.
My guy knows your guy because mine. I did Ted Jorgensen, who founded the Albuquerque Unicycle Club.
Nice. I like that.
He was. They did the unicycle hockey. One of the first people to do it, or first clubs to do it. He was a unicyclist with the Ringling Brothers.
Oh, okay.
And he had he had a wife when he was in his teenage years. One Jackie Geis.
Jackie Geis?
Yeah. Really, what's interesting is that he had a child with her, a Jeffrey Jorgensen, and then unfortunately they got divorced, and then his wife remarried with a new last name, Bezos.
No way.
Yes, Ted Jorgensen's son is Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos' dad was one of the founders of the Unicycle Hockey Club?
His drunkard biological father, which was in the Wikipedia article, was that he had some trouble with alcohol, which is why the marriage
Did they
fell
write
apart.
the word drunkard in the Wikipedia?
I think they just used drunk. I'm going to use drunkard.
That's a great find.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Bezos' dad was one of the originators of unicycle hockey.
Yeah, which explains why Amazon did so well. They had all that unicycle hockey money pouring in.
Yeah. Wow. And that's why they sell unicycles on Amazon.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they sell unicycles. To be honest, I haven't checked. Maybe they don't sell unicycles. I don't know how Jeff and what's his name, Ted, view each other. Is it possible that Jeff Bezos, in rage against his unicycle hockey father,
will ban unicycles from the platform? That's true. That's why you can't buy unicycles on Amazon.
Yeah. Can't buy unicycles or hockey sticks.
Don't fact check that.
Or dead tennis balls.
I bet Amazon is the number one seller of unicycles.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They're probably the number one seller of everything. But specifically unicycles because of Jeff Bezos' father. Great find. Good work. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and you know what Amazon doesn't sell? It's Hustle Milk.
No, you cannot buy Hustle Milk on Amazon.
You have to buy it direct from us, from a truck. We have a lemonade stand.
Dude, Hustle Milk is so good.
We both dress up in little propeller hats with giant lollipops and sit behind a lemonade stand pretending we're children.
God, it's delicious. I even just a minute ago took a sip, being like, oh, I'm going to save this. And I couldn't help myself. I drank the rest of it. It's so good.
You're going to be wired to the gills.
I got 2.5 hours of energy.
That's true. 2.5. Yeah. Maybe closer to 3 because I don't think I've had as much as you.
Really? I was trying to split it 50-50.
I'm not angry.
Who's counting?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you will be counting with all that energy you have.
So let's tell some untold stories of some unicycle hockey players.
Of course.
So I've got one. Her name was Frida Kahlo. No relation. No relation. Total coincidence. Yeah, it was not related to the painter Frida Kahlo. It's just a lady named Frida Kahlo who was the first lady ever to win a unicycle hockey championship.
Ah.
And famously, in the quarterfinal match, she was a defender.
Yeah.
Right? And this guy was coming up, right?
Yeah. He's coming right up.
Coming right up. And he was making moves. He was trying to cross up, which you can't really do much crossing up on a unicycle. But then what she did was she furrowed her unibrow. She did still have a unibrow.
Well, it's required for the sport.
If your name is Frida Kahlo.
I just meant as a unicycle rider.
That's also
you have
true.
to have one brow.
Well, she was part of the Berlin Unibrows. That was the name of their team. She was German, by the way.
Of course, yeah.
Her name was Frida Kahlo. It's a pretty German name.
Yeah, you know.
And so she furrowed her unibrow, which distracted the guy. He missed the shot. And then she
just goes, and that was enough.
That was the greatest unicycle hockey play of all time.
There's a version of the "Do you believe in miracles?" radio call.
Yeah. And then, anyways, the guy missed the shot. She got the ball, passed it up, assist, boom, overtime win. And that was her legacy as a unicycle hockey player. Frida Kahlo, no relation.
Mm.
Well, you got an untold story from unicycle hockey.
My unicycle legend out of originally from New England area, moved out to Montana. His name was Fred Kaczynski.
Okay, Did he have any siblings?
He had a sibling, Ted, and now he got this cool idea from his brother where when he was playing a match, what he would do is he would mail the opposing team an explosive.
Okay.
He was the unicycle unibomber.
The unicycle bomber?
The unicycle bomber. He's the unibomber.
Now, how did that work out for him? Did he get any confirmed kills?
Oh, dude, so many. Like, it was so many. It was the only reason people don't talk about him is that his brother got one more kill.
Yeah, he really was overshadowed by his older brother who couldn't even ride a unicycle.
Yeah, that's why he went crazy.
Yeah.
That's
But
that was part of the MK Ultra program. They made him ride a unicycle.
But Fred Kaczynski wasn't crazy. He was just a competitor.
No, he was just focused.
Yeah. Did he have any ideological?
Yeah, he was worried that big corporations were going to take over the unicycle industry and destroy the pastures where you grow unicycles.
Which they did, thanks to Jeff Bezos.
Of course.
Who's the son of a unicycle hockey player.
Son of the founder of unicycle hockey.
Yeah. That rules so hard, dude. I can't get over that. That's crazy.
It's great. I think when I was reading the article, I think it did say like, oh yeah, he gave money to Jeff Bezos to help him found Amazon. So that dude probably died incredibly rich.
I would hope so. If your kid's Jeff Bezos, you better have a little bit of scratch.
Oh yeah.
All right. I think, is there anything else before we close here that you want to say about unicycle hockey?
I'd say if you're going to get way into unicycling, I would say pick the tricks before doing the unicycle hockey. I think it seems like more fun if it's freestyle or you're doing the cross country. How about you? Any thoughts on unicycle hockey?
Yeah, I found for my notes, I because we mentioned Unicon earlier. Unicon happens biannually. It's twice. It's every 2 years, and the organization behind is the IUF, which I guess is the International Unicycle Federation. And check it out, Unicon. You can probably go and sit right up front to watch some dumb games if you're interested. I think it's usually in Europe, so this is for our European fans mostly.
I want to go to Unicon, but then ride a bicycle around.
Yeah, show those fucking losers. My unicycle hockey team, we're gonna be called the One-Eyed Trouser Snakes.
The One-Eyed Trouser Snakes, huh?
Yeah, because it's a unicycle. It's got one eye. What's your team called?
We're gonna be called the Unicycle, where it's we all wear blue helmets.
Yeah, our famous blue helmets from the last episode.
Yeah, we don't shoot the puck unless the other team shoots the puck first.
Yeah, we actually do nothing.
We go by UN guidelines.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bureaucracy during our games. We have a lot of meetings. We have a secretary general.
Yeah, it's mostly meetings, and then nothing actually happens.
Yeah,
That's
and then once a year we ruin traffic in Manhattan.
All right, well, that's it for this week. Check us out. We're gonna not take as long a hiatus this in the future. We might go down to episode every 2 weeks because we're a little behind on publishing stuff.
Yeah.
But if you are listening, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, 5 stars. Rate us. I'm Uri Shatil.
I'm Tyler Derniak.
Thanks, and have a great rest of your day. And stay safe out on those unicycles.
Keep on rolling.